This is for Algebra 2. We are looking at the remainder theorem. And the remainder theorem states that the remainder, when you divide the polynomial f of x by x minus a, is the constant f of a. So basically what you're going to do, and I recommend that you use synthetic substitution because it's much easier, is you're going to use synthetic substitution and you're going to use what they're telling you to find. You don't change the sign this time. Once you've done it, your remainder is what the solution is. So we made sure we didn't have skips, we took our coefficients and we wrote them. We actually wrote -2, we did not change that sign right here. And then we did synthetic, we brought down the 3, -2 times 3 is -6, we combined 2 minus 6 is -4, multiply, -2 times -4 is 8, combine, -5 plus 8 is 3, multiply -2 times 3 is -6, combine, 1 minus 6 is -5, multiply -2 times -5 is +10, and combine -2 and 10, and we have a remainder of 8. So your answer is 8, okay? F of -2 equals 8. You could do it this way, but to me, it's a lot more work. So let's come down here, and example 2, it's the same thing. They're wanting you to find f of 3, so 3 is what's on the outside. And then you pulled your 5. They had to put a 0 as a placeholder because there was no x squared, okay? And so that's where that 0 came from. Then they have a 2 and a -1. They went through synthetic division. Their remainder was 140, so that is the solution. So looking at number 1, you're going to have 1/2. No, we're going to do this one first. You're going to have -5. You're going to do each of these twice. You're going to do -5 on the outside, and then there are no skips, so we have -3, 5, and -1. Draw your line, bring your -3 down. -5 times -3 is a +15. 5 plus 15 is a +20. -5 times 20 is a -100. -1 and -100 give you a -101. This is your remainder, therefore it's your solution. F of -5 is equal to -101. Okay, that's an answer. If you took this problem and you put -5 in everywhere you see an x, you would get -101. Then we're going to do it again for 1/2. So 1/2 goes out here. It's still -3, 5, and -1. Draw your line, bring down your -3. 1/2 times -3 is a -1.5. 5 minus 1.5 is 3.5. Half of 3.5 is 1.75. -1 and 1.75 gives you 0.75. There's your remainder. So F of 1/2 is equal to 0.75, and that's the other part of your answer. Going to the back. Looking at number 2, they still want you to do it for -5 and 1/2. So -5, and we're going to have a 4 and a 6 and a -7. Bring down your 4. -5 times 4 is -20. 6 minus 20 is -14. -5 times -14 is a +70. And -7 plus 70 is a 63. This is your remainder, so F of -5 is equal to 63 is one of your answers. Do it again for 1/2. It's still going to be 4, 6, and -7. Bring down your 4. Half of 4 is 2. 6 and 2 is 8. Half of 8 is 4. -7 and 4 is -3. That's your remainder. So F of 1/2 is equal to -3. It's the other part of your answer. All right, so now we're going to find F of 4 and F of -3. Always check for skips. There are none. So we're going to start with 4, and we'll have 2, 1, -5, and 3. Make sure when there's not a coefficient that you use 1. Bring down your 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. 4 times 9 is 36. -5 and 36 is 31. 4 times 31 is 124. Combine it with 3 and you get 127. That's your remainder. So f of 4 is equal to 127. Do it again for negative 3. It's still 2, 1, negative 5, 3. Bring down your 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. 1 minus 6 is negative 5. Negative 3 times negative 5 is a positive 15. Negative 5 and 15 is 10. Negative 3 times 10 is negative 30. So we have a negative 27 for the remainder, which means that f of negative 3 is equal to negative 27. Still doing this for 4 and negative 3. So I have a 4 here. Check for skips, and there is a skip right here. So we're going to go 3, 0, negative 4, and 2. Bring down your 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 0 and 12 is 12. 4 times 12 is 48. Negative 4 and 48 is 44. 4 times 44 is 176. So that gives me 178. So f of 4 is equal to 178 for one of your answers. Do this again for negative 3. We have a 3, 0, negative 4, 2 again. Pull down your 3. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. 0 and negative 9 is negative 9. Negative 3 times 9 is a positive 27. Negative 4 and 27 is 23. Negative 3 times 23 is a negative 69. 2 and a negative 69 is a negative 67. This is your remainder. So f of negative 3 is equal to negative 67. That's your answer. Last one, you're going to do 4. There is a skip right here. So you're going to go 5, negative 4, 0, and 2. Bring down your 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Negative 4 and 20 is 16. 4 times 16 is 64. 0 and 64 is 64. 4 times 64 is 256. 2 and 256 is 258. So f of 4 equals 258. It's part of your answer. Do it again with negative 3, 5, negative 4. Don't forget your 0 and 2. Pull down your 5. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Negative 4 and negative 15 is negative 19. Negative 3 times negative 19 is positive 57. 0 and 57 is 57. Negative 3 times 57 is a negative 171. And 2 and negative 171 gives you negative 169. So f of negative 3 is equal to negative 169 is the other part of your answer. Okay, that takes you to the end of the notes. So you're going to be ready for your assignment, but I do want to talk about one little thing that, could happen. What if you were doing this and you had your number, whatever. We've got a number, we've got a number, we've got a number. So we put a number, we put a number, we combined, we put a number. We combined, and our end number there was 0. Our remainder was 0. Could this happen? Sure, let's pretend that this was f of 4. Your answer would simply be f of 4 equals 0. Okay? It's possible. I don't know if it happens on the homework. I just didn't want it to scare you if it did. All right, if you have any questions, call me over.